Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to SimUK. Would you like to see some proof that SimUK is the only honest reviewer on YouTube that you can 100% trust? WINGFLEX have recently sent me, and others too, their RMP Cube to review. WINGFLEX are aware of a serious issue with their RMP device. I have no doubt whatsoever that it will be fixed quickly, as I have previously used and had zero issue using the Cube FCU, which has totally transformed my A320 flying experience. But have any of your favorite YouTubers highlighted this potential known problem? Have they warned you that at release this might still be a problem? I don't think so. If not, ask them why not. Have they not reviewed it properly, or are they not being totally honest with you? Let's get on with this review, shall we? So why should you consider investing in WINGFLEX's new A320 Cube Edition, the RMP panel? Well, I'm going to tell you all the good, all the bad, and everything in between in this review. WINGFLEX are a well-known flight simulation hardware manufacturer. Their products are considered to be well-designed, with excellent build quality, and because of this, they are both well-respected within the flight community and their products are well sought after. WINGFLEX built their reputation by delivering the highest quality replicas of real aircraft components, and now WINGFLEX have diversified a little with the A320 Cube production range, which sees like products at 80% scale of the real thing. The reasoning behind the Cube product range is simple. Not everyone has enough room or even an entire room dedicated to flight simulation, and as such, builds like this and this are something of a pipe dream for the vast majority of flight sim enthusiasts. In addition to home setups, if I'm working away from home, which I often am, then the Cube range is undoubtedly the only realistic flight sim components that I would consider taking with me, along with a laptop and a suitable flight controller, of course, because they are compact, they are robust, and they are lightweight enough to actually be viable to take with me. The multi-platform A320 Cube range delivers the same level of authenticity and build quality as the WINGFLEX full-scale equivalent, but it's at a scaled down size, meaning that you can have that realistic and immersive flight sim experience even if your flight sim space is quite modest. The price for each of these devices is between $150 and $200. Now, I am totally uncertain if there will be additional import taxes to pay if you're outside the US, or what the cost will be if you're paying in pounds or euros. I have previously reviewed the A320 FCU Cube, you can watch that on this channel, which incorporated all of the necessary autopilot controls and features, and it totally transformed my A320 flight experience. I have been desperate for something like this for so long. So now WINGFLEX have sent me their newest A320 Cube release, the A320 RMP Combo Cube. Now, unlike the FCU, this RMP is actually kind of 4 devices in one. It combines RMP, ATC and TCAS and side panel functions with the intention of providing a more comprehensive and efficient flight management system in a single scaled compact unit, and it works very well. So well, in fact, that I am planning to replace my old Cytec radio panel in my A320 cockpit setup for this. I haven't quite worked out how I'm going to do it yet, but I really hope I can find a way. And I'm going to do this because I find this RMP device to be considerably easier and nicer to use, and it's way more compact. Now, as you would expect, the device is built using the same high quality materials as their other products. Everything feels tight, perfectly designed and manufactured. All the buttons and dials are good and responsive, and the brightness is synchronized with other A320 Cube products and your chosen flight sim, be it Microsoft Flight Simulator, X-Plane or Prepare 3D. Some people have been experiencing an issue with the brightness. I haven't actually had that issue, but it's worth mentioning it just so you know. The dual colour LCD screens ensure visual clarity precision, even if you are sat at a bit of an angle, and in the unlikely event that you should run into any problems with your device, although I'm going to tell you more about this in a bit, then WINGFLEX's warranty, repair and replacement service is second to none. You can definitely be assured you're going to get a long and mostly problem-free experience with a WINGFLEX product. So once you have the WINGFLEX Bridge software installed, adding additional A320 Cube products is absolutely super simple. Installation is as simple as plug and play. And it also makes firmware upgrades an absolute doddle. Now, each device in a firmware upgrade has a different way of activating the firmware update process. So you'll need to go online and look to see what that is. For the RMP, you have to press and hold the ATC button whilst the power is out, and then you plug the USB power in while still holding that button, and it will load up into firmware mode. So I suggest you do this straight away. You may also need to go to the website and download an update for the Microsoft runtime software applications. I did that and it did help a little bit, but I'll explain the issues I was having later in this video. So just like the actual radio panel in the A320, we do have an on-off lift switch control. This is very nice, and it is replicated in most of the aircraft. To use the RMP Cube as a radio is its primary function, and as such, it's very simple to use. You've got VHF 1, 2, and 3, HF 1 and 2, and we also have nav standby controls, which can be useful too, comprising of nav VOR, LS, GLS, BFO and ADF activation buttons all along the bottom. This allows us to input our desired course and adjust the current tuned in channel. On the right hand side we have the transponder switches. To activate transponder mode you must press the ATC button. The indicator light will turn on for all the relevant buttons that now are activated in ATC mode, and the transponder mode will effectively become activated. The current transponder code will appear in the left active display window normally. Press the ADF BFO button to remove it. It depends on which aircraft you're in as to which one of those buttons seems to work, or it did for me. Then you will use the numeric keypad in order to enter your new transponder code. So the buttons which are lit up are the number buttons. So across the top it's 1, 2, 3, and across the bottom it's 4, 5, 6, 7 and 0 at the end. You confirm your new code with the dual layer knob. Just press that in, it's a button on its own. And then pressing the ATC mode again will disable the transporter mode and return to RMP. Incidentally, if you press that dual layer knob in again, it is actually the ident button on the transponder. So if you get ATC ask you to identify yourself, you can just press that in and that's an instant maneuver. We also have the transponder and TCAS dials and the ATC message button and an auto land. We also have the transponder and TCAS dials and the ATC message button and an auto land button which activate to draw your attention to alerts and problems. So it wouldn't be a review if I didn't highlight the negatives along with the positives. Currently, the desk mount system is not capable of securing the RMP to the desk enough to be operated with just a single finger. At certain positions, it is difficult to slide it across the desk, but at no point does it really hold the device to the desk well enough to be used in this manner, which is a massive shame, I have to say. I would love it if WINGFLEX could consider creating a simple desk clamp system, allowing us to bind these legs to the desk. A nice simple clip system, cost effective. I'd rather see something like that instead of using a 3M style sticky tape option, because as I say, if you're going to be mobile with these things, you don't want to be sticking it to every single table and device that you happen to find a bit of quiet time to have a little play with. Removing them certainly does not improve things, and so this is an area that I think needs a little more design development and attention. The transponder dial knobs are also very easy to disconnect. Now, when transporting from location to location, I would rather that this happen rather than they snap off. So although I list it as a negative, there are potential positives to consider too. However, the main dial does not pop off anywhere near as easily. So that may sort of negate what I just said. If you have this set up at home and you have inquisitive little hands around, or perhaps a pet that likes to borrow and play with your most valued items, then this again could easily become a bit of a problem. Or if you just catch it and it flings across the room, it's small enough to get sucked up by a Hoover. So yeah, it's a bit of a possible problem. But that's not the main problem. The main problem is this. It doesn't work in all aircraft. The Phoenix A320 by far seems to be the most compatible of all the aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024's default A320 definitely doesn't work well at all, and neither does fly-by-wire's A320. Both of them have different issues with the transponder not displaying the transponder code properly. Sometimes I don't get any code at all. Sometimes I get no code, yet the buttons still work with the transponder. Sometimes I get a different code than the one that's in there, and sometimes there's nothing working at all. It's an absolute shame, to be quite honest with you, because the first device just worked seamlessly. This one clearly has an issue. WINGFLEX are aware of it. I'm sure they're either working on a fix or have already fixed it, but not released the firmware update for that to be applied across the board. So there is a chance that on release day, if you buy this product, you're going to experience problems unless you have the Phoenix A320. So I think it's very important to make you aware of that, because this is like $160, I think $165. There is a multi-pack you can buy, which is $550, which is all three parts. But I don't have all three parts. So yeah, I think I'm potentially going to invest in the IFIS just to get the full stack across, because it is so good. I mean, the best thing about this is that I could just pack it up into my laptop bag. It all fits in there. I have quite a large laptop bag, to be fair, but it all fits in there, and I can take it to remote locations. I've got a van with a bed in that I sleep in when I'm working late hours and stuff. I can even hook it up and set it up in there. So yeah, it's a fantastic bit of kit, but it does have this issue, and it's only fair to make you aware of it. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button. Leave your comments in the comment section below. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on this device and explanations from your favorite YouTuber as to why they didn't highlight any of these problems. Thanks for watching. Take care. Till next time. Goodbye for now.